Hello there, fans, and welcome to another episode of 162 Times, your daily baseball recap and preview show. I'm your host, Daniel Turner. Great to be with you. A Thursday afternoon here in Ottawa. We've got some baseball to talk about, obviously. The Mariners played a second straight game against the Detroit Tigers. So we'll talk about that. We'll tee up the series finale tonight, where the Mariners will be looking for a win. And we'll also take a look around at the scoreboard from a busy Wednesday night in baseball. We are expecting the tail end of some kind of tropical storm or hurricane or something in Ottawa tonight, so late tonight. And then we should be bucketed with monsoon-like rains tomorrow. So for those of you who use this show as a weather report for the Eastern Ontario region, You've been well served. Let's get to the action from last night. I may have dropped a little hint there at the start, indicating that things didn't go exactly to plan for your Seattle Mariners, and that was in fact the case. They dropped a second straight game to the Detroit Tigers, 6-2. Tough game, good game. The win brings the Tigers to 55-60, still fourth in their division. The Mariners dropped to 59-56, second in the American League West now, so they've fallen out of first place again. Tigers had 13 hits for 6 runs. Mariners only had 5 hits for 2 runs and 1 error. The win went to the very talented Tarik Skubal, who's now 13-4, 2.57 ERA. A dominant pitching performance by Skubal. Fastball, changeup, sinker, all looking pretty good. The loss went to George Kirby, 8-8 now, 3.13 ERA on the season. Mariners had a chance. They kept it close, and I'll talk about that in a second. But in terms of the lines, George only went 5 innings. He pitched 97 pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and he gave up 2 homers. Tough sledding. Skubal went 7 innings, 102 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks, 9 Ks, and a homer given up. The Detroit bullpen was solid. They gave up a hit each. Foley and Hannafy did, but no runs, and they each struck out a guy. So overall, 11 Mariners struck out. Mariners combined for 9 strikeouts for their entire pitching staff. It was Chargois, Snyder, Voth, Hernandez, and Thornton out of the bullpen. Voth, Hernandez, and Thornton combined to give up 6 hits. Hernandez was tagged for 3 earned runs. He had 2 walks. Thornton struck out a guy, and so did Chargois. It got out of hand in the 9th inning where the Tigers added 3 runs, but it was 3-2 most of the game. So the scoring started with a Wenceel Perez home run, 9th of the year, 1-0 in the top of the first. Then top of 3, Bly Madras doubled and scored Matt Vierling. Mitch Haniger made an error on the play, but I believe it was an RBI to Madras to score. That made it 2-0. Then top 4, Jake Rogers, a solo shot, made it 3-0. George Kirby does give up the occasional solo shot. So 2 of those against him in this game. But bottom of 4, Cal got the game close again with a 2-run homer, scoring Randy Arozarena and himself, made it 3-2. And it stayed that way until the bottom of the 8th. And in the bottom of the 8th, 2 quick outs for the Mariners, which was disappointing. Then Randy Arozarena had a great at-bat, slapped a double down the right field line, was on second, was fired up, got the boys going on the bench. Cal's up next, best hitter on the Mariners. And he hit a towering fly ball to center field. And was going back, and the center fielder, Parker Meadows, made an unbelievable catch above the wall to rob a 2-run homer, which would have made the game 4-3. Mariners didn't score in that inning, obviously, and it knocked the juice out of the team because following that, the Tigers added 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Matt Vierling singled, then Gio Urshela singled, which scored Perez and Vierling's single had scored Jake Rogers. So that was your final. The bullpen's tired. Not able to keep things close, and the emotional letdown of having that ball almost give the Mariners the lead and then come back gave the Tigers a huge lift. It was your TSN turning point. Anyway, can't win them all, but you really should try and win a few games against the Tigers because it hurts when you don't. the Mariners had a good little stretch there to get back into first place, and then they faced 3 really good pitchers in a row. Zach Wheeler, Montero isn't necessarily a good pitcher, but he had a great game, and then Skubal's like the best pitcher in the American League. So like their offense isn't great, and when they face really good pitching, it's hard for them to score more than 2 runs, which is what happened. And the bullpen's tired, so keeping it late and rallying has not been a strong suit of this team as of late, which is not great for the playoffs. Tonight, it'll be Brian Wu, 5-1, 2.08 ERA. He'll be going up against a starter still to be named, so we expect a bullpen game from the Tigers as a result of that. They'll probably use an opener and then most of their relievers. Their starting pitching's been good in this series thus far, so they're not hurting in that regard. We do have the lineups, so Detroit will be rolling out Wenceel Perez, Colt Keith, Matt Vierling, Bly Madras, Malloy in left field slots in, Justin Henry Malloy, Parker Meadows in center, Dylan Dingler will catch tonight for the Tigers. Zach McKinstry will play third, and Javi Baez will play shortstop. Mariners are rolling out the following lineup. So it'll be Victor Robles leading off playing center. Luke Raley will play first base and bat second. Randy Arozarena in left. Cal Raleigh catching and batting fourth. Justin Turner will DH and bat fifth. Polanco will play second, bat sixth. Haniger in right, batting seventh. Rojas at third, batting eighth. And Dylan Moore will play shortstop and bat ninth. So Scott Servais shaking things up a little bit. In other news, there's some rumors that Julio Rodriguez will DH for a while for the Mariners. His ankle's still hurt from when he went into the center field wall a few weeks ago. I saw some footage of him taking ground balls and stuff today. It looked very tender. He did not look fully fit. So that is still difficult, and no real timeline on him or J.P. Crawford's return as far as I know definitively. So that's tough sledding still for the Mariners. They need to get those guys back and healthy to complement the additions they made at the deadline. All right, talking about the other teams now, looking around the majors from Wednesday. So as I said, the Mariners are in second place in their division. That's because the Astros won last night 6-4 against the Rangers. The Cubs did the M's a favor 8-2 over the Twins. So the Twins don't make up any ground on the Mariners in the wild card, or increase their lead, I should say. Athletics 3, White Sox 2, nobody cares. National League matchup, Padres over the Pirates 9-8 in extra innings. Good for the Padres, I suppose. Marlins over the Reds 6-4. Giants over the Nationals 7-4. Orioles beat the Blue Jays again 7-3. They are still moving on and will make the playoffs, I would bet. Brewers over the Braves in the National League 8-5. Cardinals beat the Rays 5-2. Royals beat the Red Sox 8-4. Mets over the Rockies 5-3. Phillies over the Dodgers 9-4. D-backs over the Guardians 7-3. And then also 5-3 in the makeup game from the rainout. Big night for the Diamondbacks. Yankees beat the Angels 5-2. And then the Angels beat the Yankees 8-2. So not good night for the Mariners. Only really holding fast against the Twins vis-a-vis the wild card, who already had a big lead on them. The Red Sox lost, but the Royals won. So it's kind of, sometimes they may be good, sometimes they may be not so good. Anyway, Mariners need a win tonight to avoid the sweep against Detroit. It's a bullpen game for the Detroit Tigers, who don't have a great bullpen. This is time to shine, boys. We'll be tuning in. Catch you later.